Hello friends, welcome to my video. Today we have an exciting topic to delve into, mastering value-based equality in C# 9.0. In this video, we'll explore the new features introduced in C# 9.0 that significantly simplifies the process of comparing instances of structs. So before we get started, just a quick reminder to subscribe my channel, hit the red button and don't forget to click on the little bell icon. That way you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, without any further delay, let's get started. C# 9.0 value-based equality. As you may know, comparing value types like structs in C# used to require implementing the IEquatable interface and overriding the equals and get hash code method. However, C# 9.0 comes to the rescue with value-based equality. So C# 9.0 introduced a new feature called value-based equality to simplify the comparison of value types such as structs in an object-oriented manner. As I discussed prior to C# 9.0, comparing value types requires implementing the IEquatable interface and overriding the equals and get hash code method. So with value-based equality, the process is more straightforward. Let's first see how we do a value-based equality check prior to 9.0. So here I have shown one examples where we have one struct named point that is implementing IEquatable point interface. There are two read-only properties, capital X and capital Y. And there is a constructor point that basically accepting two integer input, int X, int Y, and then assigning value capital X and capital Y accordingly. There is a equal method that is accepting point structs. Now it's verifying capital X equal other dot X, capital Y equal other dot Y. So basically it is just verifying whether these values are matching or not. If it is matching, then it is returning as a true value. If it does not match, then it is just going to return as a false value to it. Now there is a override equal method that is basically accepting object. Then it is verifying object is point other point. And finally, it is calling internally equals method. So this is the method. It is calling and passing this struct to it. And then this struct is going to return true or false value. If it is not a pointer, then by default it is just going to return as a false value. Now there is a override guess hash code method. It is basically ensuring a proper behavior in the hash based data structure like dictionary and set. So that's what. It is just going to check int hash is equal to 17, hash is equal to hash into 23 plus x dot get hash code, hash is equal to hash into 23 plus y dot get hash code, and then finally it is just going to return as a hash value. Then there is a class named program that has main method, which is an entry point of this application. Here I am creating an instance of this struct. I have written point 1 is equal to new point 23, point 2 is equal to new point 23, point 3 is equal to new point 45. And then finally, I'm just going to use this equal method to verify whether these two structs instance are equal or not. That's what I have written, point 1 dot equals point 2. So once it is going to get executed, output will be coming as a true. Then we are going to write like this, console.writeLine point 1 dot equals point 3. So basically here I am just comparing point 1 and point 3 whether these two structs are equal or not. So it is just going to give us the value as a false, because if you see the value in the point 1 we are passing the value 2 3, and here we are passing 4 and 5. So ideally it's not equal. That's what we are going to get confirmed by this using this equals method. So this is the way prior to C# 9.0 we are comparing the value types while implementing this IEquatable interface and overriding the equals and get hash code method. What we have seen in this example, right? Now we are going to see the value based equality that is introduced in C# 9.0, and the process is very much straightforward. Here we are going to see the examples of C# 9.0 value based equality. So in C# 9.0 we can use the record feature to define a value based equality check for a struct without the need to manually implement the IEquatable interface and override the equals method. The record feature automatically generates the necessary equality and the hash code method for us. That's what we are going to see these examples over here. So here we have one record struct. I have written public record struct point int x int y. If you notice, this is the record. This is the usual way how we are defining this struct, right? A struct point int y. Here we have mentioned as a record. Basically, I am defining one record struct over here. Then there is a class named program that has main method, which is an entry point of this application. And here, if you notice, I have not written anywhere implementation of the IEquatable interface, or we have not used any override the equal methods. But when we are using this record struct, so C# 9.0 compiler, it is going to generate the necessary equality and the hash code method for us. That's the benefit. We are not going to write anything, but compiler is going to work for us, right? So here, how we are going to use this record struct? Similar way, we will be having one class named program that has main method, which is an entry point of this application. So here I have created a record struct instance by writing this statement. Point 1 is equal to new point 23, point 2 is equal to new point 23, point 3 is equal to new point 45. And here I am just going to use this equals method. Console.writeLine point 1 dot equals point 2. Console.writeLine point 1 dot equals point 3. Basically, I am just going to compare point 1 and point 2 whether both are equal or not. Similarly, I am doing for the point 1 and point 3. And the output is going to get received like this. For this first statement, we are going to get the output as a true, and for the second statement, I am just going to get the output as a false. That's what, when we execute this program, we would be able to see the output. Okay, let's switch to the Visual Studio and see all these things in action. Now we are on Visual Studio. Here we are going to see the demo of value-based equality check prior to C# 9.0. And post that, we will be checking how we are going to use C# 9.0 to implement value-based equality check. Okay, so both way we are going to verify. First, we are going to check value-based equality check prior to C# 9.0. How we do that, right? So for that, what I have done, I have created one console application, C# 9 value-based equality demo, that has program.cs file. So in program.cs file, we have one struct named point that is implementing IEquatable point interface, and it has two read-only properties, capital X and capital Y. Then there is a constructor named point that is going to accept two input parameters, int X, int Y, and then assigning value X, capital X and capital Y respectively. Now there is a equal method that is basically accept this point struct, verifying X equal other dot X and Y equal other dot Y. And if the value matches, then it is just going to return as a true, otherwise it returns false value to it. Now there is the override equals method. Override equal method basically accepting object and then returning as a boolean data type. So in this method, what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to verify whether object is point struct or not. If it is, then it is just going to call equals method. This equal method is just going to verify, okay, the point that we have passed, whether that X and Y value matches or not. If it is matches, then return the true value, otherwise return the false value to it. That's what this method is doing. Okay, now there is an override method, get hash code. So basically it is just verifying the hash and then returning the hash code. Here what I have done, I have created an instance of this struct. So point 1 is equal to new point 23, point 2 is equal to new point 23, point 3 is equal to new point 45. Basically I have created an instances of three structs. I have given name to it, point 1, point 2, point 3, right? And then what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to call this point 1 dot equals point. So it will be verifying whether the point 1 and point 2 are equal or not. If it is, then it is just going to return as a true value, otherwise it is going to return a false value. And similarly, in the next statement, I am just going to compare with the point 1 to point 3. We will be getting value based on equal operator performs and gives the output to it. And that value is going to get captured into this .writeLine window and get populated into this console window. Okay, so let me execute this program and see this output. Okay, so output got appear into this console window. If you see this output, point is equals to point 2 is the true. Point 1 is equals to point 3, that is false. So basically, you see, this is the point 1, right? Point 1 is where we have passed 2, 3 value, and point 2 also we passed the 2, 3 value. So we are comparing point 1 and point 2, it is giving the value as a true. If we are comparing point 1 to point 3, where we have passed in point 1, 2, 3, and here I have passed 4, 5. Ideally, it is not similar, right? It is not equal. That's what our equal method is returning the same value. So point 1 is equal to point 3, that is the false. It got printed into this console. So that's how we use the value-based equality check prior to C# 9.0. Okay, so here we are going to see the demo of the C# 9.0 value-based equality demo. Previously, we have seen how we are going to implement value-based equality check prior to C# 9.0 with the help of IEquatable interface and override equals and get hash code. Here, In C Sharp 9.0, we will be using this record keyword with the help of a struct. Basically, we have marked this struct as a record. We are not going to write anywhere IEquatable and override equals and get hash code. Here we are just simply defining this one public record struct point int x int y, and then we have class name program that has main method which is an entry on this application. And here I'm just printing C Sharp 9.0 value based equality demo because I'm just giving the demo of this concept, right? And here I have created an instance of the struct. So I have created three instances of the struct: point 1, point 2, and point 3. Point 1, I have passed the value to the constructor 2 and 3. For the second also 2 and 3, and the third one I have passed input value 4 and 5 to the constructor. So if you notice, point 1 and point 2 look similar. So that's what I'm just going to compare point 1 and point 2 with the help of equals method, right? So point 1 dot equals point 2 I have written. Similarly, in the next statement, I am just going to compare with the point 1 to point 3 with the help of equals method, and that's what I have written. Point 1 dot equals point 3. This statement is going to give the output, and that output will be printed into this console window. Okay. And if you notice, I have not written anywhere IEquatable interface, and also we have not written override equals and get hash code. C Sharp 9.0 compiler will write for us. So we don't need to worry about, we just need to focus about the business function. That's the true potential of the value based equality. Let me execute this program and show this output to you. Okay, so output got appear into this console. C Sharp 9.0 value based equality demo got printed. Point 1 is equals to point 2 true. Point 1 is equal to point 3 false, right? Because if you notice, point 1 and point 2, we are passing the similar value, and that's what it is going to. But if you notice, point 1 we have passed 2 3, and point 3 we have passed 4 5. Ideally these two structs values are not equal, right? And that's what our equal method is also returning the same thing. Point 1 is equal to point 3. No, that's what it is just printing into false value. So now you understood that value-based equality in C Sharp 9.0 simplifies the comparison of structs with the record keyword, while the IEquatable interface and custom implementation are perfect for classes and structs without record. So now you have two options. You can choose the approach that best suits your needs. That's all for this video, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends and colleagues, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Thanks for watching. See you next video.